Most of us has in our lifetime owned a console, whether it may be in the Wii, an old PlayStation Vita, or even an N64 console. All console users unite together when they play the same games. Next generation of consoles are coming out from PlayStation and Xbox, and we only have good stuff to say about it. Console wars has been going on for a long time, and PlayStation has seemed to be winning for a while now. Recently, both corporations announced specs for the new consoles, and we have to say the Xbox Series X takes the dub. Here is 7 reasons why you should buy the Xbox Series X at launch. New controller modeling. As its commonplace convention, Microsoft is emphasizing on the standard Xbox controller for the cutting edge age. This new controller will work on Xbox Series X, yet on Xbox One consoles and PC too. And the controller is getting some much mentioned redesigns. Most prominently is the patched up D cushion, which follows a portion of the interpretations from the Xbox Elite controller. This should make it increasingly material and simpler to utilize. Lastly, thank God, the Xbox Series X controller has a share button. PS4 and the Nintendo Switch have had this for a long time now. Basically, you'll have the option to share game clips and screen captures to the Xbox community. Questionably more effective than it's conceivable at the present time. There are likewise conceivable that there are a couple of stunts up this present controller's sleeves. We'll need to hold on to discover more of this. Cost versus PS5. Console wars are readily won on cost, and in the wake of faltering with the Xbox One, Microsoft gets an opportunity to vindicate itself with the Xbox Series X. The gaming examiner Michael Patcher predicts that Microsoft will write off the Xbox Series X and undercut the PS5 by $100. Obviously, evaluating isn't affirmed for either comfort. So, we'll need to see how things shake out in a not so distant future. Be that as it may, regardless of whether the Xbox Series X isn't less expensive than the PS5, it could in any case be increasingly feasible. The new reissue will be a piece of Microsoft's Xbox All Access program, which as of now permits you to rent an Xbox One complete with Xbox Game Pass beginning at $20 every month for 2 years. When you've made 18 installments of your current Xbox, you'll have the option to move up the Xbox Series X on your arrangement. We don't yet have a clue what the month-to-month cost of an Xbox Series X will be under All Access. The capacity to pay for the comfort in the regularly scheduled payments could give it a major favorable position over the PS5 for thrifty gamers. Better services to complement the console. First to place, Xbox is miles in front of the opposition. Xbox Series X will profit in a flash from Microsoft's $10 per month Xbox Game Pass administration. Xbox Game Pass will give you access to 100 or more Xbox games for a month-to-month expense. Xbox Game Pass gets all of you first-party Microsoft games at this patch, which means the Series X proprietors won't need to pay $60 a fly to score hot special features. For example, Halo Infinite and Hellblade 2. Sony has its own membership to PlayStation Now. That program to a great extent conveys more established games with periodic, restricted access to significant special features. Sony doesn't roll out a major improvement for the PS5. The Xbox Series X will be a long way in front of the opposition as far as membership choices at this patch. Bigger ecosystem and compatibility with PC. At a point when the Xbox Series X dispatches, it'll join a rich Xbox environment that stretches out over various Xbox comforts, Windows 10, and even the cloud. At a point when you purchase a game like Halo Infinite, you'll have the option to consistently jump between your Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and PC, getting right where you left off on the past stage. What's some more, you may wonder? If latest charges like Gears 5 and Sea of Thieves are any sign, Xbox Series X proprietors will have the option to play with Xbox One and PC players on most first-party titles. When you factor in Project xCloud, Microsoft's up-and-coming cloud gaming administration that will let you stream titles to your phone or PC. Plainly, your Xbox Series X games will go right past that particular machine and can be delighted in any place you need to play them in that particular second. Sony is by all accounts taking an increasingly inflexible position on PS5 games, demanding that their games can just be delighted on the PS5. Ray tracing. The Xbox Series X is a brutal 10 teraflop framework fit for running matchups as far as possible, up to 8K with 120 FPS. In spite of the fact that it's almost certain in the momentary games that most games will be around 4K and have 60 FPS, exploiting most contemporary TVs. In any case, that is a colossal measure of overhead for designers to work with, creating smoother and more point-by-point visuals than beforehand conceivable on a comfort. Of the entirety of this, the most energizing angle is DirectX ray tracing following set to be prepared into the Xbox Series X with equipment increasing speed. Bob is Nvidia's RTX ray tracing model, which Microsoft is working on for Minecraft on PC. You can expect comparative visual outcomes on the Xbox Series X when it launches later in 2020. Ray tracing following successfully replaces the drained lighting and reflection stunts of current-gen games with dynamic and material science-based techniques. This includes a degree of dynamism that has up to now been just conceivable on better quality PCs. Ongoing reflections, striking lightning, and shadows will add a totally different measurement to games on comfort, just because. Graphics being scaled for older games. The beginning phases of new ages games will in general range over different consoles, as do not totally distance gamers who don't have the cash to get the most up-to-date tech. Microsoft has guaranteed that the new console will have game scaling. This implies a title will improve in design and execution when played on a later model. It will show up fairly minimized with past models, as to guarantee that the Series X gets the best visuals without hurting the exhibition of other Xbox stages and the other way around. More power in general. Taking a look at the Xbox Series X and PS5 specs next to each other, Microsoft supports should end up as the winner with regards to sheer execution. The Series X has more teraflops of process power at 12 teraflops versus the PS5's 10.3 teraflops. And it also has a somewhat bigger SSD at 1 terabyte versus the PS5's 825GB drive. In any case, the PS5 SSD has a quicker pursuit speed of 5.5GB every second, contrasted with the Xbox Series X 2.4GB per second. Probably heard I am a little bit sick when I made this video, but I hope you liked it anyways. So make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell icon to be notified, and like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe.